Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this video resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps these readings get to more people and makes me unbelievably happy, so thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio. June 2021 money and career, Scorpio. June 2021 money and career, Scorpio. June 2021 money and career, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Scorpio. June 2021 money and career, Scorpio. June 2021 money and career, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. These two, okay. So the top is the energy that crowns us. The bottom is the energy that roots us. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, we have three. We have 3 and 3. That's lovely. This one was a surprise. So we have the 9 of Cups, we have the 4 of Pentacles, and we have the Fool. That's beautiful. And that was the surprise. That was the one I didn't know was there. We have the Ace of Pentacles crowning us. We have the Judgment. And we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups represents us in the Minor Arcana. We're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana, by the Death card in the Major Arcana. So this is really nice. Now we do have the vampiric energy coming in, which is kind of stopping us from taking the risk that we want to take. So that is something we definitely have to be mindful of, because even though we're getting gifts and even though we're trying to rise out of this vampiric energy, of this energy that's going to try and pull us down, it's going to be a challenge. It really is. And it's around money. So it can feel that we're not moving forward financially the way that we want to move forward. But once we deal with this energy, which is going to be different for each and every one of us, we're going to see that we embark on a journey that we really want, and that divine power starts leading us towards success and prosperity. We start calling in that wealth. So let's look at the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Scorpio needs to be mindful of? June 2021, money and career. What is the energy that Scorpio needs to be mindful of? June 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The moon, fear. The moon represents fear. It also represents the subconscious and conscious parts of ourselves needing to be heard and kind of feeling at war with each other. There is a sense of growing in confidence and needing to grow in confidence to stand tall within the world. And it does not matter where we are in life. It doesn't matter, how we are in life. To be able to embrace and have confidence within ourselves is going to make the greatest of differences. And also to listen to the part of us, the subconscious part, the little whispery kind of Jiminy Cricket part of our mind, and also the conscious part of ourselves is going to be very, very, very important during this time. And to know that what we are afraid of, sometimes we have to face that head on, because that's also where the vampiric energy lies. Once we start breaking those barriers, once we start pushing ourselves forward and kind of in force, what we're going to see is what once held us back and what we were once comfortable with being held back by is no longer okay with us. So that's going to be very important. And us being comfortable doesn't mean that it's like, oh, this is where I like to be, and oh, this feels good. It's just that we're so used to being kicked down that way. We're so used to being drained that way that we're not even aware of it. Now is when we start to become aware of it. And it's with money, it's with finances, it's with leading us towards wealth, or what we value as much as money, which Spirit values greatly. So let's see our chakra energy. Scorpio, June 2021, money and career. Scorpio, June 2021, money and career. Scorpio, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. Personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. And what we're going to be looking at here during this time is embracing our personal power, our personal force and identity and desire for the way that we're moving forward. We need to listen to our gut, our instinct, what we desire, because what we have here is the Nine of Cups. We start at the root with the Nine of Cups. And what we have is blessing coming in. We have this sense of power, but we have these wishes coming around us, being able to be granted. And because during this time, we're going to be looking outward instead of inward, we're going to be missing a lot of the blessings that people see within us, a lot of the power and the prosperity and the success that people look at us and say, oh, wow, you have this. But because we have this vampiric energy draining us down, pulling us down, we're not going to see it. The vampiric energy, it's so interesting. With vampiric energy, it can be people. It can be people in our lives where it's like, okay, this was my caregiver, this was a teacher, this was a sibling, this was an ex, or this is my partner now, that is this vampiric energy. And we can look at it and say, okay, I see that. But the vampiric energy can also be a time of tragedy, a time of loss that could have happened when we were very small. And we didn't realize that that time of year was going to affect us. We didn't realize that, we follow this pattern, this coping mechanism that we set up when we were very little, that is actually hindering us. It's a protection, it's a wall. And so it could be during these certain times of the year where this wall comes up, this hurt comes up, and we think, this is all I have. This is all I have, is to protect myself against this pain, against this hurt. And so we guard our solar plexus here, yes, and we guard our soul chakra and our crown chakra and our soul star chakra and our earth star chakra. And we think, I'm not letting the energy in. I just have to hold on. I just have to make it through this point. It can be a point where we had a loved one pass. It can be a point where we got laid off from a job. It can be a point where we got divorced or a relationship ended. And during that time of year, we'll see that pattern. And we might not even realize that pattern. But we start to see the hurt. We start to see the pain. And we start to come up with this realization. It's like, during this time, I feel loss. I feel abandonment. I feel doubt. I feel fear. And it affects us financially, which could make us want to look at it. It's like, I don't understand why at this time of year I don't earn the same way that I earned before. Or I don't understand at this time of year why I spend so much more, or why I don't want to spend at all. And so we can do EMDR to help us come to these realizations. We can do meditation to help us come to these realizations. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be listening to our angels, our spirit guides, our divine power to call us out of doubt and fear and hurt and into a place of blessing. And that's where the new beginning comes. The Fool is so important because the Fool is the hero's, is the hero's journey. And it's linked here very powerfully with us. We need to be moving forward towards our hero's path, towards what we desire. And what happens when you go off the beaten track? What happens when you say, I'm going to go out and slay Medusa? All of a sudden, everybody laughs because it couldn't have been done. When Perseus said, I'm going to go slay Medusa, I'll be back, everybody laughed at him. They're like, you're going to die. Everybody else died. You're going to be turned to stone. What makes you think you can do otherwise? But he still did it, and he was successful. So here's the thing. When everybody laughs, don't laugh with them. That makes me think, and not to get religious on everybody, but it makes me think of Sarah. Sarah laughed, right? When she was told that she was going to have a baby. And because she laughed, things got messy. Because we laugh at our dreams, because we laugh at what we most deeply want and desire, things get messy. And yes, sometimes we have to laugh because it's absurd at that moment. But if we start to connect with our angels, we start to connect with the faith that we have within ourselves and realizing and owning our own personal power, that's when we break that vampiric energy and we call forward wealth that is divinely sent to us. Wealth are something we value as much as money. Seeds that are planted, that start to grow, that start to develop, that start to become. And this is a time where we need to plant those seeds, where we need to look at that dream, when we need to look at what we desire. And it might always be a side project. It might never be our mainstream, main form of income, and that's okay. What we have to do is let our heart out, let our soul out, let ourselves be seen. Because what our world has is an epidemic of sorrow, of disenchantment, of hurt, and of pain. And if we don't let our self-expression come forward, and we don't make time for the beauty that was born within us to shine, then we dwindle and dwindle just a little bit more until all we have is that kind of fetal-like position, holding on to what we think we need, or to what we can't afford to lose. And it moves us to the Ace of Pentacles. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you seeds. He might say seeds, like, this is wealth, this is prosperity, yes. But they start off as seeds. They start off as little investments of time, of desire, of insight, of dreams. And they're called to you, and they're sent to you by your angels. This is a time where you will find inspiration coming. This is a time where you will start to see things openly and honestly and differently than you had seen them before. This is a time where you say, why not, instead of why. And when you say why, you might be like, well, why am I holding myself back? Like, why not? Why not go for it? Why not try it? Why not, look at things that way? Why not open up the door? Why not make that investment? Why not? And then that leads us to our angels calling us. And it's so funny because they're trumpeting towards us as the Nine of Cups, as the blessing that needs to be turned around and taken in, as the wish that needs to be seen. But they're over, and they're guiding us away, from the Four of Pentacles, from the hurt, from the pain, from the disappointment, from the anger, from the despair. And that's important. That is absolutely important. Because during this time, as we're holding on and thinking, this is all I'm worth. This is all I get. Not all I'm worth. This is all I get, which builds resentment, which builds anger, which lowers our energy vibration, which makes us more vulnerable to this vampiric energy coming in. What we need to do is listen to the trumpet call, because it is going to feel like a trumpet call that breaks down the walls of Jericho, that lets us move forward in blessings and in prosperity and in bounty and in what we desire. And all of a sudden, we see ourselves more. We see what we want more. And we listen to that call. We follow that energy forward. And it leads us to the King of Cups. It leads us to being a king. And what I love is that he's on the water. He's in the ocean. And in his cup is a sailboat. So he holds the sea in his hands as he is on the sea. The King of Cups, in his purest, greatest form, is the person who understands, I rule only me. I cannot rule the emotions, the way people perceive anything else. I only rule my actions. I only rule my desires. I only rule me. And that's a powerful thing, because it doesn't make us responsible for everybody else. I do my best. I move forward with love and kindness, acceptance and beauty. But I rule and embrace only what I desire. And that isn't saying that we selfishly only do what we want to do. What it is saying is that I hold on to the sacred and beautiful truth for me. And I let myself shine the way that I need to. And the things that I've always said, oh, well, maybe I'll do them one day, I start to bring to the forefront, because I get to live by example. And I get to embrace my joy, my prosperity, my beauty, my understanding. And I get to celebrate me, truly, openly, and honestly. as we embrace our path and what we desire, and I know this is about money and career, so here the money comes in, but we have to be very mindful not to be miserly with it, not to kind of Scrooge it all and say, if I just hold on to it, everything will be safe, everything will be okay. The pain, the hurt, the disappointment will still come. There's a sense here when it comes to our career, we have to take that leap of faith forward. Now, again, it could be with our career, or it could be with a side project that is where our heart truly is fulfilled, what we truly desire. And it brings us to that place of kings. It brings us to that place of power and being seen, because the kings are the actors upon the stage, the queens, the directors behind the scenes. And our wishes, they get to be heard. And they're heard through the seeds that are being planted and through what we desire starting to come forward within our life, little by little by little. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, boiling it all down to profit, boiling it all down to logic is going to be a bit detrimental for us, which you would think, okay, that would be a good thing. And yes, in a way, it is a good thing. But if we take our side project, if we take something that really brings joy and purpose into our life and say, well, you know what, it's not worth my time, it's not worth my energy, it doesn't bring me the money that I want, we'll abandon it before it can ever grow into something. So starting to see the interconnectedness of prosperity and bounty and what we desire, but also knowing the worth of sometimes things that seem silly, that seem, out of complete left field, that's going to be important too. Our subconscious chakra message is our inner child. And it's so funny, I've been getting the inner child for the subconscious chakra message a lot right now. And what that's showing me is that we need to connect. We need to connect to who we once were, to the pains that were once all-consuming within our lives, to what we desire and need and hope for and dream. Our inner child holds everything, as a child does, with us at the center of the world and everything else happening because of us. To kneel down to that child, to hold your arms open to that child and say, I see you. I'm here for you. You don't have to take on the responsibilities. It's not your fault. And it's not your job. I'm an adult who will listen to you, who will understand you, and who will protect you. That's huge. Our subconscious rooted message is the Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cutting through doubts and fears, passion, fire, determination, skill. I love the combination of the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups, because the King of Cups says, I know what I desire, I know my lane, I know what I want, and I'm going for it. The Queen of Swords says, nobody's messing with me. I'm going for where I need to be. I'm crowned with transformation, and that transformation is of my skill, of what I want, of where I want to be within my life, and what I desire. I'm opening myself up to this, and nothing will hold me back. And so they make a beautiful combination. They make a beautiful team of emotion and mind coming together, of skill and heart. Our subconscious energy that crowns us is the Knight of Cups. We are subconsciously the knight, the defender of what we want and what we love, of who we are. But we're going to have a tendency to be looking in the past, to be looking at what once was instead of what is now. And we're going to have a tendency to be looking in a different direction than where we're headed. Pull things in, rein yourself in, rein the horse in, have the horse looking forward, and say, this is the goal. This is what I want to accomplish here and now. And see how it transforms. See how it becomes. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we take the steps towards our dreams and as we call in wealth and prosperity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.